All right, part 6. This is the last part of this review. So, proving geometric relationships. We just have 2 proofs in this part of the review. So we had to complete the flowchart proof and then write as a two column proof. So again, flowchart and 2 column. And then the last one, 38, you could use any format. I'll probably just use a 2 column because I think it's the easiest one and it's the one we use the most. So on this proof, it says given angle 3 and angle 2 are complementary, and measure angle 1 plus measure angle 2 equals 90. Prove angle 3 is congruent to angle 1. So notice we started off with our given statement. We said that it's given. Then over here, we went to the idea that they are complementary. Great. Now, I do disagree with something on this proof. I think this should have been a separate strand of reasoning because this is our second given statement. This was given up at the top. So it should have been its own strand. And then after stating this one, now that we have 2 sets of complementary angles, then we can go to our final statement. So we had both angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary, as well as angle 3 and angle 4. Sorry, angle 3 and angle 2 are complementary. So since we have angle 2 in both of these, that means that angle 1 and angle 3, since they're complementary to the same angle, they're then complementary to each other, and that's called congruent complements theorem. So I'm just going to use my congruent symbol. Congruent complements theorem. And that's it. That's the whole proof. So now all we need to do is write it in a 2 column, which is the same thing that we just did. So just repeat. Measure angle 1 plus measure angle 2 equals 90. Why? It was given to us. Then angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary angles. Angle 3 and angle 2 are complementary angles. Oh, I forgot to write my reason. This one was definition of complementary angles. This one is given to us, so we have 2 givens. And then finally, since 2 angles are complements to the same angle, they must be congruent. So that's angle 1 is congruent. Oh, I want to make sure I put in the same order as what they told me to prove. So let's put angle 3 is congruent to angle 1. Again, that's congruent complements theorem. Like I said, I like to abbreviate. All right. The next one, let's change the color, and I'm going to do it off to the side there. Write a proof using any format. So again, I'm going to go with my 2 column. Statements got my reasons. They gave us some information. So we said measure of angle ABC equals 48 degrees. And they said the measure of angle ABD equals, almost put 48 again, 24 degrees. Again, both of these statements were given. Now, I do see that these 2 angles are next to each other. So we can say that these angles, since they're adjacent angles that are next to each other, I can use my angle addition postulate to add them up. So I'm going to say the measure of angle, I'm going to do the big angle, A, B, C is equal to the measure of angle ABD plus measure angle DBC. How do we know that? Again, that's angle addition. Angle addition. Okay. It's not connecting very well here. Hold on. Angle addition. I was getting a little bit of lag there when I'm writing it. All right, let's try that again. So I said that those two together are going to equal the entire angle. Now we know some of these measurements. So the next thing I can say is that I'm going to replace or substitute in those angle measures that we had. So for the angle ABC, we can say that that's 48 degrees. And then we can also say that ABD is 24 degrees. We don't know the measure of this other one yet, but we will in just a second. So we can say we used substitution, property of equality. And then we can subtract off the 24, which leaves us with 24. So the measure of angle DBC is equal to 24. We know that because we subtracted 24. That's subtraction, property of equality. And now that we know that's 24, well, we actually know these two, since they're both equal to 24, we can say they're equal to each other. So we can say measure of angle, what was that up there? ABD is equal to the measure of angle DBC. How are we able to say that? Well, you can either say transitive or substitution. Property of equality. And then from there, we can say that they're congruent. So angle ABD is congruent to angle DBC. How do we know that? Definition of congruent angles. And finally, the very last thing that we need, we can say that ray BD bisects angle ABC. Because what is a bisector? Something that's splitting it into two congruent parts. So angle ABD, sorry, ray BD bisects angle ABC. Again, that's a definition of an angle bisector. And that's it. That's our whole proof. Let me see what the book had for this one. The book, what number was it? 38. 38 is, okay, yeah, they did the same way, except their big difference is they did theirs as a paragraph proof. So if you'd like to see a paragraph proof, again, check out the answer in the book. Again, you could have done it any which way you wanted, whether it was a paragraph proof, a 2-column proof, or a flowchart proof. All of those were acceptable. All right, that's it for the review. Again, all the videos are now posted. So if you missed any of them, go back, take a look at them, and good luck.